Smash those likes, baby. Here we go. Oh no, Bitcoin's crashing. Tap those likes. Hit that subscribe. Let's get it. Come on. I'm Blockchain Crusader, Crusading these blockchains every single day, and we're back for another live stream today on Monday. Guys, so what is going on in the markets right now? The markets are pulling back once again. What a surprise. We got our boy DJT coming out saying we're about to slap some 155% tariffs. He's upping it from 100% to 155% on China if we don't get a good deal, right? If we don't get a good deal done, they're gonna be slapping some fat tariffs on China. And guess what the market's doing? A big nothing burger, just pulling back here. So overall, guys, let's talk about what's been happening with Bitcoin. Is Trump dumping the markets again, or is Bitcoin just having a regular pullback here? So, and I'll jump into this and I'll cover some altcoins here. We already know in the Crypto Citadel what we're doing because we are printing in the Crypto Citadel, my friends. We are, oh man, I got logged out. That sucks. Where was I? We're up like 80% on our Bitcoin long, but that's a different story for a different time. So right now, Bitcoin has had a major breakout, right? During the Asia trading session, we came all the way down here to the value area low of the previous day range. We broke through the resistance at 109,100, got above the previous day high of 109,400, broke out, kept skyrocketing, and then throughout the entire New York session this morning, we have been ranging up here, right? Even during the London session. Since the London session, we have been ranging between 110.6 to about as high as 111.6. Just ranging, creating a little bit of a double top scenario. We swept the Asia high. The London high at 111,600 late in this afternoon after the 4-hour candle close. Sweeping this high is a reversal signal, and having created this little double top, we have lost the support of the London low currently, which was around 110.5, 110.6. Losing that has brought Bitcoin's price back down towards the previous week EQ of 109,724. But the support zone that we want to see right now is this. We want to see this right here become the support zone, right? We want this to be the support zone. Let me make this into the green. All right, we want this to be the new support zone here for Bitcoin between 109.7 to 109.4. We don't really want to go much lower than that. We don't want to be falling back into this old previous day range and lower. We want to stay above the previous day range. We want to stay above the previous week EQ, and we definitely want to stay above the previous day high. This drop here is not of any kind of concern to me at all, for the simple fact that over in the Crypto Citadel, you guys could see, if you guys were paying attention, if you guys were members in the Crypto Citadel, on the 17th, we took a long at the previous quarter low at 105. We've already hit TP1, TP2, and we almost hit TP3 this morning. TP3 is at 111,900. We got to 111,600. Almost hitting TP3. As you guys can see here, I've already secured some profits. Earlier this morning, we were up over 85% on our trade, over $1,000 in the profit. We have moved our stop loss up and have secured profit in case we drop lower. So this is why I'm saying I'm not concerned about this pullback. Meanwhile, we stay above this green zone. I do believe Bitcoin is going to continue pushing up higher. So meanwhile, we stay above 109.7 to 109.4. Bitcoin should continue to push higher here throughout this week. Now that I've given you guys a quick little rundown on Bitcoin, let me jump into the chat. Let me say what's up to some people. Let's go over here. Never give up. What's going on? Can you please tell me how low Chainlink will go down today? We'll talk. Okay, we'll cover Chainlink. Let's see here. What's going on, everybody else? Appreciate you. Steve Twin, what's going on? Out for the trees. What's going on? Good to see you. Good to see all of you guys smashing those likes. Tap those screens, guys. Blue Sky, what's going on? Scott, what's going on? Let's see all of you guys over here on the TikTok. What's going on, TikTok? Smash those likes. I don't see TikTok being active. What's going on, Yellow Chris? What's going on? Appreciate everybody jumping in here. Bitcoin having a nice bounce back up here, trying to find that support in this green zone and push back up higher. So let's jump on over to Ethereum. Ethereum this morning, I did warn the Crypto Citadel that I wouldn't be interested in taking any longs, right? Maybe this area here, if it held, it clearly did not and melted right through. And guess what happened? We came down towards this gold pocket. We are potentially now having a bounce here from this gold pocket back to the upside. Just a lot of sideways consolidation here within this previous day range. This gold pocket needs to hold. If we lose this gold pocket and this value area low for the previous day range on Ethereum of 3,900, next big target is 38.24. 38.24 is the next big target, but I do believe we're going to be holding around this area here for Ethereum. Now, people were asking about Chainlink. Let's go take a look at good old Chainlink. So, on the daily here, right? Real simple, real easy. Chainlink is above all its previous day highs, kind of like very similar to Bitcoin, right? We're in middle of no man's land right now, just floating around 18.75. If Chainlink were to pull back lower, I would be looking for a support zone somewhere between 17.9 to 17.66 for the day. If we were to pull lower today, that would be the support that I would be looking for. Now, if we zoom out on Chainlink here on the daily, zooming out here a little bit more, right? Chainlink's building a little bit of a double bottom here. Kind of like an Adam and Eve pattern, more like an Adam and Eve pattern. Adam, Eve, right? Kind of debatable. Not the prettiest Adam and Eve, but overall looks like an Adam and Eve pattern being built here. If we get above this 19.83 cent area, we start breaking through this resistance here, right? And we get above the previous week high of $20, we will have a chance to push back towards that 23, get back within this 6-month range and continue to push up higher, right? We want to get above the previous month EQ of 22 to make a run for that $25 plus point and get back into our uptrend here for Chainlink. But those are the targets to the downside for Chainlink. Bitcoin having an aggressive push back to the upside. This is what I'm talking about, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is on a mission, man. Look at this 1 hour candle. If this 1 hour candle here in the next 9 minutes can close back above this red line here, back above the 110.5, very, very strong close on the hourly. Once again, look at these major wicks. A lot of buying pressure coming in here in these last 2 hours, holding above this red line of 110.5, sorry. So lots of support being built here for Bitcoin. When you think altcoin season is starting, guys? Everybody wants to know when altcoins. Guys, altcoins have been having seasons already. They've already been having seasons. You should have been having a game plan. You should have been taking profits. You should have, execute on your game plan. But people don't do that. People just FOMO and fear all over the place. So overall, if you really want to see an altcoin season, we need to see Bitcoin dominance drop, right? Bitcoin's dominance has been climbing and climbing and climbing. Look at this trend line. Look at this trend line of climbing. Just overall, just to the upside, guys. Just to the upside here, right? Since September 22nd, September 23rd, we've been climbing. We need to break this. We need to start falling below 59%, right? Ideally below 59%. Start falling below that and start dropping towards the 58 to as low as 56%. Once we start dropping below 59% and we start losing that on the daily, on the daily for the Bitcoin dominance, losing 58%, 59% and starting to drop to 58 and 56 and lower will drastically help your altcoins. Until Bitcoin's dominance doesn't do that, the altcoins are not going to run. Altcoins will have pumps, but it'll only be based off Bitcoin's price moving up, right? Bitcoin's price is having some nice move to the upside, and then we see some altcoins having some decent pushes to the upside today. We saw BitTensor Tau the other day up 20%, right? Overall, things are still in the negative, but in general, we have had some pretty nice rallies on the daily, all based on Bitcoin's price action. We got 6 minutes here. We're starting to drop back down again. Bitcoin needs to get above this 110.5 to really show a lot of strength here today. That would just be extremely great, right? It would just be a great thing to see. But even if we don't get it, consolidating above this area here around this 110, above 109.4 is fantastic. We need to consolidate above here, build some strength so that tomorrow and later this week we can continue pushing up higher. Is this cycle different? 4-year cycle. Guys, the 4-year cycle, you guys need to get that out of your head. 4-year cycle is over, guys. People are very accustomed to the 4-year cycle becoming this thing where you come in, right, at the Bitcoin halving event. You have 3 years of pumping, which you've already pumped for 3 years, right? We've been pumping since 2023, way before the Bitcoin halving event happened in 2024. We were already pumping drastically. Bitcoin's been pumping since November 22nd of 2022. That was the bottom. We've been pumping since then. What has happened in the cycles this year, this time around, that makes it so different? Let me show you guys. Is simply this, guys. Let me turn off some of these indicators here. Actually, let me just go to a different Bitcoin chart. I'm going to a different Bitcoin chart so you guys can just see it. Let me come over here to the Coinbase chart. Let me turn off these indicators over here. Turn off anything we have here. Doop. So zooming out here to the daily. Actually, let's zoom out to the weekly. All right. As you guys can see, this is the chart for Bitcoin when we zoom out, right? Bitcoin bottomed out on November 21st of 2022. We hit $16,000, $15,000 area. That was the absolute bottom. All of 2023, we have been we rallied, right? We rallied from 15,000, let's call it, to by the time 2023 ended, we were, where were we? Look at this. We were all the way up at $40,000. We were at $40,000 when Bitcoin topped out for the end of the year on 2023, right? November 2023, we were all the way up at 43,000. 2024, even higher. 2025, even higher. Now, everyone's like, 4-year cycle's over. Yes, the 4-year cycle is over. Why? Because this is what we're going to see. We're going to see more of this. This right here. What was this? This was, what is this right here? This is the weekly. It's a little confusing. Let's jump out into the daily so you can see a little bit better. So here, we had a rally throughout 2024, came 2025, we started topping out, and then we had a 3-month quarter that we dropped. We dropped significantly. From this top here in January to this low, we dropped 31%. Normally, Bitcoin has multiple drops of 40, 50%, right, throughout the bull run. We only had a 31% pullback for that entire quarter. And what happened to the altcoins? Right? It wasn't like, oh, Bitcoin pulled back 30%, altcoins just, pulled back 40, 50%. No. Altcoins crashed 90+%. 90+%. It was pretty much bear market bottoms. Right? It was bear market bottoms. Bitcoin dropped 31% from 109, 110 down to 74, and altcoins crashed 90%. Bitcoin rallies again, and now we have pulled back once again from 126, right? From 126, where's my tool? From 126 down to this low. Come on. Get the high. Boom. It's had an 18% pullback, and you know that the altcoins have already pulled back 30, 40. Some of them dropped even during that major liquidation event. Some altcoins literally dropped 80+% in a day on that major liquidation event, dropping, hitting all the targets to the downside. So yes, I do believe that people need to start changing their minds from bull market, bear market to bullish trend, bearish trend. We're going to have bullish trends like we've had in 2025, and we're going to have bearish trends like we've had in 2025. Quarter one was a bearish trend. There was a full quarter of nothing but correction and the market being wiped out. Quarter 2 and 3, nothing but up, right? Nothing but up for Bitcoin, making multiple all-time highs throughout quarter 2 and quarter 3. Now we've entered quarter 4. We're experiencing a pullback. We're starting to push back up again, but we've experienced a significant top level and a pullback once again. And yes, we're going to have little bounces, right? back to the upside. I do believe Bitcoin can get back towards this 116 sometime this week, next week, potentially, right? There's a potential for it. That's the key word. There's no guarantee, but there's a strong potential that we can make it happen. And if it does, it would be extremely bullish, right? But overall, we're going to have bullish trends and bearish trends. People need to walk away from the idea of bull cycles. We're running for 3 years and then we're dumping for 3 years. Blue Sky says, is XRP worth it? In my personal opinion, no. I've told you guys multiple times on and on and on and on that XRP to me is garbage. XRP is, you know, a Fugazi coin. It's not going to do what it's promised you it's going to do. It's not going to take over the Swift system. It's not going to do anything that is being promised. Is it a successful cryptocurrency in general? Yes, it has a strong company behind it, right? The company is making a bunch of acquisitions and buying other companies and preparing themselves for an IPO someday to IPO in the stock market and make a boatload more money. But is XRP going to go for $100? Is XRP going to go for $10? No. I told you guys that a $3 to $5 price point was more than realistic for this bullish run. And where did XRP top out? 366, right? 366 was the top so far for XRP. Let's zoom out here to the daily. Let me get rid of some this indicator stuff. And real simple, guys. XRP came up, hit our local high of 366 when the lawsuit ended, all this stuff, yada, yada. Since then, lower high in August, yet Bitcoin made an all-time high in August. It made a lower high in August. Another lower high in September, another lower high in October, even though Bitcoin made another all-time high in October. This once again made another lower high. Liquidation event came. It dropped XRP all the way down to 125. We bounced back up to 159. We have continued to make lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Is XRP going to break out at some point? Yes, I do believe XRP is going to break out at some point, right? And start pushing up higher and start breaking out of this downtrend. But overall, this downtrend continues to hold, and XRP is not immune to the cycles for altcoins. It is a higher risk play than any other than Bitcoin, right? Like just like the majority of altcoins, it's a high risk play, and it's not going to have this special edge that all these Fugazi XRP content creators want you to believe, that the switch is going to be flipped any minute now, and that it's going to go to $10+ and it's going to have a $1 trillion asset market cap in the next 2 months. Like, that's not going to happen. Even if XRP gets an ETF tomorrow, right? XRP got some ETFs. Apparently they're like Fugazi ETFs over I forget where right now. And what? XRP's price isn't doing anything, right? And it will continue to do nothing, just like most altcoins, until Bitcoin gives them the permission and the Bitcoin dominance begins to drop. Hey, bro, on East bullish with Bitcoin, don't you see the all-time high? I don't understand your question fully, but are you asking, am I bullish on Bitcoin? I'm bullish on Bitcoin as a trader. In the short term, I am bullish on Bitcoin to push back up towards that, potentially 116 area. We are on a Bitcoin long right now in the Crypto Citadel, my private trading community. We longed the Bitcoin down at 105, right? When we started to hold this previous quarter low, I told the Crypto Citadel, hey, I'm willing to take a long here. This is looking like good support. And we took the long around the 105 and some change. You guys can see it here in the Crypto Citadel back on the 17th of October, about 3 days ago. Entry was 105. We took it. This is the trade so far. This is the latest upload. Took the trade. Boom, bam, boom. Up over 85%, right? And that is what I'm looking for Bitcoin to continue pushing up higher. We do have a chance to run for that 116 if certain conditions are met. So in the short term, I'm bullish for that, but I'm not saying that Bitcoin is going to run to a new all-time high anytime soon. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just short-term bullish on the long run, on the short term, to push back up here. There is more manipulation in crypto than ever. There's always been manipulation in every market, guy. Gold has been manipulated for decades. Just recently was gold released from the leash, right, and has been allowed to pump, right? But for decades, gold has been stuck, silver has been stuck, completely manipulated. So diamonds, a completely manipulated, manufactured industry. Diamonds truly don't have any value at all. It is just that they have a chokehold on the supply of the diamonds to allow you to create this fake diamond value, but you can never buy a diamond and resell it for profit. I can tell you that. You'll never buy a diamond and resell it for profit in the next 5 years. It's just not going to happen. So every market is manipulated. Stock market is manipulated, right? The housing market is manipulated. Everything's manipulated because it's ran by big money. Big money has arrived to crypto, and they're going to be taking some big swings, and there's going to be liquidation events, and things are going to happen. This is why you need to have a game plan, and you need to take profits. People that are just going to diamond hand forever will not make it in this market. Over 99% of altcoins will disappear in the next five years, right? The next 5 years, I can't even say 10 years anymore. I've been talking about this for 5 years already. By the time 2030 comes around, 99% of altcoins will be gone. They will have gone to zero. Only very few selected altcoins that have ETFs will survive. And even then, not all of them will survive. So it is very important that you guys are joining the Crypto Citadel community, starting to game plan, starting to learn how to build trades, how to get in, get out, take profit, how to extract value from the market. Because if you're just diamond handing and you're going based off FOMO, oh, we're going to all-time highs. Oh, no, we're going to all-time lows. We're crashing. The bull market is over. The altcoin season this, the altcoin season that. In the Crypto Citadel, we don't care about altcoin season. We don't care about bull run or bear run, right? All we care about is when can we long? When can we short? What trade are we taking today? Are we shorting or are we longing? All that we care about is printing money, right? Extracting value from the market. That's all that matters in the long term. And yes, spot bags, accumulating Bitcoin for the next 5 to 10 years is a different strategy. It is good because Bitcoin is different from the grand majority of altcoins, right? Accumulating some Ethereum, maybe some Solana, maybe some XRP, right? But you start going down the list, the risk tolerance needs to get higher because it's a lot riskier for these other altcoins that are lower and lower to be even around in the next 5 years. So if you're not in the Crypto Citadel, you're definitely missing out. What about Solana in the short term? What are your thoughts? Let's go take a look at Solana here in the short term. Let's go take a look at Solana. So Solana here, right? Overall on the daily, we're just looking here. We're still making lower highs, right? We made this high back at 250. We made a lower high around 230. We made a lower high after the liquidation event around 210. We've dropped back down again. Unless we can get above 210 and break this lower high structure and start getting above 221, we're going to continue struggling here. We could continue pulling back, right? Key support zones for Solana are between 170 to 145. We have not closed a single daily candle below 170 just yet, even with that liquidation event. We've come down here multiple times and have tapped it, have wicked through it, but I'm not closed below it, which is something to be aware of. So if we start closing dailies below 170, look out for 145 to 119 to the downside. Now, like I said, I don't expect that to be happening anytime soon, because I'm not expecting Bitcoin to drop down to 97,000 tomorrow. I do expect Bitcoin to drop to 97 eventually. Could happen in November, could happen in December, right? We are preparing for it in the Crypto Citadel. We are definitely looking for that next big short opportunity to be able to short that bad boy down. Hopefully we can short it from 116 to 121, somewhere in that range, down to 97. That is our next big plan, right? And you guys have to be in the Crypto Citadel to get the full game plan, the full breakdown, and the execution of that game plan, right? In the Crypto Citadel, we go live every single day, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time, to game plan, to live trade, to do everything we need to do to prepare ourselves for the day. And that's just one thing that we do. That's a 2-hour session, Monday through Thursday in the Crypto Citadel. That's on top of the swing trade signals. That's on top of the daily trade signals. That's on top of the daily chart analysis, the macro long-term analysis, the exclusive indicator that we use, the trading course that I have for everybody that is completely a beginner, that is trying to learn TA and understand TA. I have a full breakdown 1 hour trading course for you guys as well. So that is everything you're getting in the Crypto Citadel for, I'll tell you right now how much that's going to cost you. For $5 a day. $5 a day, guys. You get a 2-hour exclusive live session where you get to ask all the questions you want. You get to see all the analysis, all the live trades. You can take the trades along with me and the other members that are in there for $5 a day. And every time we take a trade, right, we lose trades. People lose trades. Nobody wins 100%, but we have been smacking it out of the park. We have been smacking it out of the park, guys. Just the other day, what is this? On the 7th of October, right? Our last, I think our last big day, 1 day trade, 343 we took, that was posted as a signal. The other trades were posted in the live chat, right? We're doing it live, so they're not all posted here. The month of September, we closed out up over $1,600 in profit in the month of September on just a handful of day trades, because we're mainly focusing on swing trades for Bitcoin, right? Another day trade, $451. And this is for $5 a day, guys, for $5 a day. I can't make it any cheaper for you guys. It can't be any more affordable for you guys. Do you YouTube also? Yes. Blockchain Crusader on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube, Blockchain Crusader. Let's go see here into the chat. What about XRP short term? I already covered it. XRP, we'll circle back to that in a little bit. Bitcoin here having a nice little push back to the upside. We need to start reclaiming this level here pretty soon, and that would be fantastical. We did close the hourly below it, which is not great, right? But if we can we can start getting above the 110, 111, 110.5 to 110.6 area, would be very, very great for the Bitcoin. Trying to make it says it's worth it, especially if you need guidance. Crusaders got your back. Appreciate that. Trying to make it. Appreciate that, brother. Got in late. Please advise long-term XRP. We'll circle back to XRP in just a second, guys. Let me hit a few other chats here. What's going on, everybody? Let's see. Please hit that like button. He's trying to take the time to teach us. Appreciate that. Bitcoin dominance is 59.06. Do you think it will go up? No, I don't think Bitcoin dominance is going to continue going higher. I think we're gonna experience a Bitcoin drop here in dominance relatively soon. Nothing to talk about Ordi. That's right, making money both ways. Exactly, trying to make it. He's a Crypto Citadel OG. He knows if the market is going down, we're looking to make money. If the market is going up, we're looking to make money. People that just diamond hand only make money on the way up, and most of them don't ever take profits. So that money is never realized. That portfolio doesn't continue to grow. And then when the portfolio does go down, like that major liquidation event, altcoins are still not recovered, right? Altcoins are barely hanging on. You guys are either underwater or barely at break even with no money because you guys have not actually taken any profits, don't have a game plan to take profits, don't know when to take profits, don't have targets when to take profits. Let's keep going. How do you feel about Ethereum? Is it going to pop? I do believe Ethereum is going to pop here relatively soon. Bitcoin just needs to continue to recover. It's doing a very good job of that this week so far. If we continue on this trajectory to the upside, I do believe Ethereum is going to be pushing up higher. Overall, big time targets for Ethereum is $52 to $5,600 here, potentially maybe by the end of the year if we have another little altcoin rally and that Bitcoin dominance drops down to 56% before the end of the year. Is the bull run delaying? No, the bull run has been happening for the last 3 years. Bull run has been happening since 2023, right? Bitcoin bottomed out in November of 2022. Since then, it just went from 16,000, but nothing to all-time highs, all the way to 126 this year. Guys, the bull run has been happening. If you're talking about altcoin season, yeah, altcoin season only happens when Bitcoin gives the permission and the Bitcoin dominance drops. WP in the house, another Crypto Citadel OG in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. All right. Let's take a step back here and let's go cover XRP again because a lot of people are asking about it. Let's go take a look at good old XRP. Once again, XRP chart. Not looking great, right? We made an all-time high around 366 or a local high of 366. That was back when you know, July happened, that the lawsuit was over. Everybody thought Bitcoin XRP was gonna go to $10. That's it. The flip of the switch is coming. Guess what? Made a lower high in August. While Bitcoin made an all-time high. Made another lower high in September. Made another lower high in October, even though Bitcoin made another all-time high in October. Had the liquidation event along with every other altcoin, dropped 80%. All right, had a huge drop. Where is it? It dropped from 281 all the way down to 125, about 55%. Since then, made another lower high at 259, has dropped down again, and is currently still sitting around 246, right? So if we continue in this trajectory, the trend is your friend until the end. XRP continues dropping here. I do expect it to come back and retest this $2.15 to $2 price mark at some point if we continue dropping, right? And Bitcoin dominance continues staying high. The thing here is context. It's not just XRP alone. It's what is Bitcoin doing at the same time. If Bitcoin is continuing to drop towards that 97,000 and Bitcoin dominance staying at 59 or higher, do not expect XRP or any altcoin to rally. They just won't. Now, if Bitcoin can sustain itself here around the 110 to 116, just ranging sideways between, you know, these numbers without having any significant drops, and the Bitcoin dominance starts to slide down, starts to fall below 59, starts to fall closer to that 57 and 56%, then you will see altcoins start to pop off. And that is when you could see XRP potentially start moving back above 261, breaking this lower high. And then ideally its next big target is going to be getting above $3.09, breaking this other lower high back from early October. We start doing that and we will start seeing XRP moving up much higher, but it's got some work to do, and Bitcoin's got to let altcoins do that work. And until Bitcoin doesn't give the signal, doesn't give the permission, altcoins are not going to run. So I hope you guys understand what's going on here in the markets. I hope you guys are paying attention. I hope you guys are joining the Crypto Citadel. If you guys are truly dedicated or motivated, you guys are willing to be putting in the work, right? Because it's not just join and make free money. It doesn't work that way. You have to be willing and dedicated to learn, to grind, to pay attention, to be about it, and learn how to game plan along with us and take trades with us and read charts and analyze charts and read data and think like a smart investor, not just a degen that is FOMOing in or panic selling on the way out. That's not how you make money in these markets. If you're that person, if you're dedicated, if you're willing to put in the grind, then the Crypto Citadel is the place you're looking for. The Crypto Citadel is the last piece of the puzzle that you're missing to really step up and start extracting value out of this market, right? I've been in the crypto space since 2017. My spot portfolio has been doing amazing because I've been in the space for almost 10 years now. But realistically, everyday cash flow money coming in into my bank account has never happened until I started analyzing charts. Until I started reading charts, analyzing data, learning from people that are smarter than me, right? Taking on that mentorship and learning from people that have been doing this longer than I have, right? And learning from them and then being able to apply it and add on other stuff and create my own stuff on top of it and move on forward. That is when I started to be able to extract value every single day from this market, every single month. That is how I'm able to do this 100% full time, right? This is my full-time job. This is how I provide for my family. This is how I pay all my monthly bills, is through trading, right? It's through the Crypto Citadel. That is how I've been able to achieve this. And I'm not saying join the Crypto Citadel, go quit your 9 to 5. No. I tell people in the Crypto Citadel all the time, keep your 9 to 5, bro. Keep that bankroll. The Crypto Citadel is supplemental income. It's an extra $500 at the end of the month. It's an extra $1,000 at the end of the month that you can add on to pay your bills, so you can get away from living paycheck to paycheck, right? So that you can start saving some money, so you can reinvest in something else. Maybe go buy some land. Maybe go buy another piece of real estate, right? Maybe go take that vacation with your family. That's what the Crypto Citadel is for. It's for supplemental income. If yes, eventually you can get the skills enough and the bankroll big enough where you can make enough trades along with us to replace your entire 9 to 5, then that's up to you. But I'm not here to lie to you and say, yeah, come join me, come become a trader, go quit your 9 to 5, you're going to be rich. That's not the truth. That's not going to happen. It is a grind. It is supplemental income. It takes a very long time to be a full-time day trader, full-time swing trader, to the point that you can provide and cover all your bills. It takes a very long time to do that. But yes, you can create supplemental income that can add on to whatever you're making on your 9 to 5, that can grow your portfolios, that can grow your assets, right? Maybe some real estate, maybe some land, some gold, some silver, whatever it is that you're into. Pokemon cards, I don't know, whatever it is, right? Or you're just taking more vacations, having buying your wife a nice gift or your husband a nice gift for their birthday, taking them out on a nice vacation for their birthday, for the holidays, whatever it is, buying your kids some gifts, taking your kids to Disney World, whatever it is, right? Supplemental income so you can get away from the paycheck to paycheck. So far, trying to make it. A Crypto Citadel OG saying, so far I've made 17,000 on USDT swing trading. I'm just stacking it up while I'm working 7/16s. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Saving up for that business. Exactly. Saving up to create a business. So extra supplemental income to work as your starting capital to start that next business, to take your life to that next level. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's why he's in the Crypto Citadel, because he gets it. He has the right mindset. He's not here to get rich quick, right? Because that's not what we do in the Crypto Citadel. He understands that it is a grind to be able to extract capital from these markets every single day to move to the next level, to become a smarter investor, a smarter trader, to eventually grow your own business, to continue leveling up. Because that's all it's about, level by level, level by level. It's no flip of the switch overnight. Bitcoin here, still sitting at 110.2. Nothing to worry about here on the 1 hour. Meanwhile, we stay above 109.4. Bitcoin is looking good. Pablo Rodriguez, what's going on? Good to see you here, brother. Good to see you. Let's see here. Let's see if I'm missing any other chats anywhere else. I'm making sure that everybody is in the chat. Make sure you guys are smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. If you are interested in joining the Crypto Citadel, I see some chats flying around saying, how do I join? Join with the link down below. If you're watching on YouTube, link down below in the description. If you're on TikTok, go to the profile. You'll see the link there, and you guys can sign up. Use the code one time, number 1, and then time, one time, and you can get 25% off your first month. 25% off your first month, code one time, 25% off your first month to try it out. And then if you don't like it, you can cancel and get out and leave at any time that you want. There's no long-term commitment, nothing. But if you're not willing to invest $100 into yourself and to grow a skill set that can create supplemental income, that can create financial freedom, that can create deplugging from the matrix, an escape from the 9 to 5 rat race, then you're not ready. You're not there yet, and that's okay. It's not for you. It's not for everybody. Appreciate all you guys smashing those likes. When do you think we should sell all altcoins? 2026, more likely we have a nice altcoin season rally, right? I think 2026, a lot of people are expecting Bitcoin to have a major altcoin bear, a major Bitcoin bear market in 2026. And I think it's more likely than not that the opposite happens. I think Bitcoin is getting ready for another major rally in 2026. Not saying January 1st of 2026, right? But there is a window. There is a window between that we've discussed in the Crypto Citadel, that there is a window before October of 2026. I definitely think we're going to have a big rally. And yes, you're like, whoa, man, October of 2026, that's a year from now. It's a window. The bottom can come in anytime between the second quarter of 2026 to around October time. That is where I see a potential, the next big bottom for Bitcoin, and then altcoins really having another big push. Am I guaranteeing that your altcoins are going to survive? Some altcoins are not going to make all-time highs. They're just not going to. They're not even going to be relevant by 2026. That's unfortunate, but that's a hard truth in altcoins. A lot of altcoins from 2021 are not around now. A lot of altcoins from 2017 are not around now. So every cycle there's new altcoins and other altcoins that go away. Reach out to me for more info about XRP. There's no info to be reached out to, guys. Don't reach out to him. That's probably a scammer. Don't be reaching out to anybody. That's probably a scam. How about ZBEC? We can go take a quick look at ZBEC, but last time I checked, they were dropping just like everything else was. So ZBEC here obviously has had some major big price actions, been holding here pretty well actually throughout that liquidation event. Only came down to 0.0028, right? Didn't drop down to these big targets, so that shows some strong resilience here, holding above this quarterly average of 0.0037. Realistically, we only have one big target to the upside. It's at 0.0062, which we have not made. We have been making lower highs, right? We made the high back in May. We made a lower high in August. We've made another lower high in October. So can we go down lower? Yes, we could drop back down lower, absolutely. But, you know, overall, we're having a strong consolidation here above 0.0037. So if Bitcoin does allow another little altcoin rally to happen, you know, if Ethereum does have that pop above 4,000 and makes a new all-time high, then, you know, we could see ZBEC potentially push back up here and try to make a run for this 0.06. Don't know. I don't know anything about the project fundamentally. Some people have spoken very negatively about it. I don't know anything about it fundamentally. I'm speaking purely from a technical aspect on the chart. If the project rug pulls tomorrow because the founders or whatever, it was all Fugazi, I don't know anything about it. So don't be investing in this thing. I don't invest in this thing. I traded it a few times back when it was hot up here, and I took a few shorts and whatever, but I don't even mess around with this asset. It's just way too small of a market cap. Dow is up 500 points, plus points, but not pulling Bitcoin up. Went down to 9,900, went to 110.3. Bitcoin's had a pretty decent rally, guys, overall in the last 3 days, right? We went long from 105 down here, 105 on the 17th on Friday. We went long on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been having a very nice slow recovery, which is what I want to see. Slow recovery, flipping resistance into support. We're pushing back up here again. Let the stock market do what it wants to do. Who cares about the stock market? We're here in crypto. I do understand NASDAQ and some of this Dow, the stock market pumps, Bitcoin pumps, right? There's been correlations in the past, and that's okay. But realistically, I want Bitcoin to be nice and slow, grinding up here. Next critical level for Bitcoin is getting above this 111,900. We flip 111,900, we get back into its previous quarter range, right? A way larger time frame range that we've been in, right? We flip back into that. Very, very bullish for Bitcoin in the midterm, right? Short to midterm. Getting above that area, we start getting above 112, then we have a chance to run for that 114 to 116. If we flip the resistance, right? The resistance that we saw back here on October 14th, the resistance between 114 to 116, we flip this area, we get above 116 and hold, close some dailies above there, we have a very good chance of running towards that 121. And that's when I'm going to be looking for the next big short for Bitcoin, right? That is, everything comes with context. It's not a blind short. It's not just, oh, we're at 121, hit the short button and don't worry about it. That's why the Crypto Citadel is very important. It's every single day we're digesting and analyzing the data, the levels, the resistance, the support, the context of the market. And we're looking for those big moves to the upside. And, you know, we look for those next big moves and those trades. Gotcha. I'm actually encouraging technical analysis is back. We lost that with the crash for a bit. Yes, obviously a liquidation event, you know, invalidates technical analysis. Nobody was expecting a liquidation event because it's very different from a pullback. Yes, I was expecting a pullback. There were signs that Bitcoin was topping out around the 126. There were sweeps of some highs, and there was definitely some confirmation levels, right? But nobody was expecting a drop down to 103 or 102 in less than 3 hours, less than 4 hours, right? That happened because the oracles on Binance and some other exchanges got locked up. They started to misfire. Prices weren't happening. Exchanges started to drop, right? And nobody could put it in a buy order. It was just I was just activating all these stop losses and liquidations, and it just became a sell off, a major liquidation event that nobody could have predicted, right? So now that things have cooled off, exchanges have fixed themselves, and everybody's back in, everything's okay again. You know, obviously, technical analysis will remain supreme. What do you think about CRV? I don't keep up with that one. Curve Finance. I think that's what that is. Very old DeFi project. Don't really keep up with it. Don't really think it has too much going for itself. What's going on here? Good to see all of you guys. Zbeck got Stellar and Circle Outgrand partnership. Now they signed with Deutsche Bank as well. I don't really care about fundamentals of altcoins. They don't really mean anything. They're just buy the rumor, sell the news kind of events. Zbeck got Mika approved. Also doesn't mean anything. Is the market looking good to buy? And Bitcoin's was a great buy at 105, right? It was a great buy. Bitcoin right now is pushing up, just getting back above 110.6. Hopefully we can start closing back above there on some hourly time frames and higher. That would be fantastic. But realistically here, right, as a trader, we're taking trades. 105 was the entry for the long. I'm not longing at 110. If I didn't have a long, I wouldn't be doing a long right now. I would be waiting for the next big short opportunity, the next big reclaim, right? I would just be waiting. You have to be patient, right? It's like when you're hunting. When you're hunting, right, you say you're hunting deer, you're up in the deer stand, right? Assuming you're in the deer stand, you're just scoping the land, waiting for an opportunity to present itself. It might take hours, it might take days before an opportunity presents itself. When the opportunity presents itself, sometimes the angle isn't right? That you just don't have the correct moment to execute on that opportunity, and you don't take it, and you have to let that opportunity go by and wait for another opportunity to present itself, right? Sometimes you make a mistake and you miss the opportunity. You know, if you're stalking, if you're walking around stalking, you step on a branch, the current changes, and then you go from downwind to upwind, and they catch a sniff of you. The deer's gone. It's over, right? They run away. You made a mistake. Conditions changed. Guess what? Now you're just gonna have to wait. You gotta be patient. You gotta keep waiting. So that's the way it is with trading as well. You have to be patient. So right now, if I wasn't in a trade, I would be waiting for a good opportunity. I wouldn't be longing or shorting Bitcoin right now. I would just be waiting for some critical support or some critical resistance to come in before taking a strong trade. So we took the trade at 105. I'm sitting on that swing trade. We have certain targets up towards 115. We're going to keep waiting and see if we can hit all of our TPs. We've already hit 2 out of 4 TPs on that Bitcoin long, right? I showed you guys earlier. Bitcoin long was posted in the group in the Crypto Citadel 105 on the 17th, and our stop loss, our TPs 107 been hit, 109.1 got hit. Third TP was 111.9, almost got hit earlier today. Haven't hit that yet, and our last TP is 115. Does that mean at 115 I'm going to blindly short? No, right? No, but we could go higher. There are areas, but then at that area, I'm kind of already starting to look for shorts. I'm looking for the next big potential move, right? I'm willing to leave some profit on the table after having a major move. We're already up on that trade, right? As you guys can see here from earlier today, we're up on that trade over 85%, right? Over 85%. Now, I know that's changed a little bit with this pullback, but give or take, we're up 80% on that trade, about $1,000 or more on that trade. So fantastic. And we're moving our stop loss up, making sure we are securing those profits on the way up. So if you're not in the Crypto Citadel, you're missing out. You're still positive on Aerodrome this cycle, or already an old narrative. So I don't think Aerodrome is an old narrative. Aerodrome is the biggest DeFi play on Base. The Base network is continuing to grow. As Coinbase continues to make bigger partnerships, they will continue to grow as well. So I do think Aerodrome still has a bright future. I am still looking for 168 as the big profit area, and then above that, letting a moonbag ride towards all-time highs. I thought we were going to get that rally earlier this, into this year, into quarter 4. We've had a major liquidation event. It looks like 126 is the top for a while for Bitcoin. Is altcoins going to have a major altcoin season in the next month or so? Don't really know just yet, right? We're still kind of waiting on some macro things like Trump and China to settle a deal. I'm pretty sure if a deal is settled by November 1st, then we're going to get a nice little rally in Bitcoin and altcoins. If we get, the interest rate cut, that could also fuel a push to the upside. But we have to keep contextual momentum of what is happening in the market technically and some fundamental stuff, right? Do you think Bitcoin can go back to 103? Renzo, I'm looking for Bitcoin to drop to 97, brother. I'm looking Bitcoin to drop to 97. So even though I think Bitcoin can run to 115, 121 here in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of days, I still think 97 is on the table. At some point, whether it happens this year or it happens early in 2026, we are coming down to 97,000. I think 97,000 is for sure coming at some point or another. Yeah, solely based off the charts. Doesn't matter about interest rates. Doesn't matter about the Trump deal or not, right? None of that matters. 97K is still on the table. I'm new to your page, just came in. Can you please tell me your thoughts on XRP? I think XRP is garbage, guys. I think XRP is garbage. XRP is continuing to make lower highs as Bitcoin has made higher highs, right? And all-time highs overall since July. Can XRP pump? Yes. Can it get to, $3 to $5? Like I said, yes, it can. Am I looking for a $10 XRP, $100 XRP? No, I'm not. I think that's a bunch of fugazi. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. I'm Blockchain Crusader, Crusader these blockchains, and I hope to see every single one of you guys in the Crypto Citadel. Use the code one time to get 25% off your first month here in the Crypto Citadel. Try it out. If you don't like it, you can always quit, but you don't lose anything by trying, guys. You don't lose anything by trying. You lose more by never doing, by never even trying. Try it out. See what it is. If you cannot get $5 worth of value out of it every single day, right? Every single day you have a 2-hour trade session with me for game planning and live trading Monday through Thursday. If that's not going to be worth $5 to you every single day, on top of the trading course, on top of the indicator, on top of the swing trade signals, on top of the day trade signals, on top of the daily analysis, on top of the macro analysis, if that is not $5 worth of value for you every single day, I don't know what is, guys. You guys spend more on lunch every single day, right? You spend $10 at Chipotle, $10 at McDonald's every single day. And how much value does that really bring you compared to what is the Crypto Citadel bringing to the table? I'm just saying. So, like always, if you're looking to join, somebody just said I'll be joining, go to the link in the profile, use the code one time to get 25% off. If you're on YouTube or anywhere else, go to the description of the video. If there's no description, go to the profile of that platform and you will see me there with my link. Go sign up now or never, guys. Start game planning before it's too late, before the next big move. We've already had some big moves in crypto. We made over $2,000. We longed the Bitcoin from 109 late in September towards that 126. Now we're longing again, and we've made some more trades. You guys are missing out if you're not extracting value every single day from this market. Like always, guys, I'm Blockchain Crusader, Crusading these blockchains, and I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.